at it with the Kerbal Space Program. We're gonna see if we can get to the feckin' moon today. Last time we wanted to get to, I believe, Midmas or the moon. One of the two. Didn't get there. We only got like halfway, crashed a couple of times, and we'll see. This time, though, as you see in the thumbnail, we've got a journey to make. Let's get on it. Alright, back at the Space Center. Still didn't get much done in terms of research. I didn't do anything off cam or anything like that. This is basically just designs game mode, but then with mods. So we'll see where we get. I'm still trying to get some extra stuff done because, of course, space exploration, that makes things a shit ton easier. You just get some ladders and you can get through. Well, get to your pod again. Once you've landed at the moon, it's quite hard to get back into your ship. You can do it with jumping, but kind of sketchy. Jumping up against your rocket on the moon, you could tip it, not get back. So I think that's one of the first things I'm gonna try and get. See if I can get space exploration and electrics done. Probably see if we can make a rocket that can orbit Kerbin, so we can gain a little bit more science that way. See if we can land somewhere, get some extra points, and yeah. So let's get a little bit of a rocket montage going, and I'll see. Alright, so we got a little bit of a ship, I think. Don't really have much to land with yet. Probably should add a lander. Yeah, alright. Always remember, like I said last time as well, Bob. Take Bob. Don't take Jebediah. Take Bob. He might be a pilot, he might enjoy flying, and he definitely doesn't. But doesn't matter. Just send him along, let him have a bad time. It'll be alright. He'll get you some science, some extra shit. So that's definitely worth it. Don't think I got the right opportunity, but if you get into an orbit, elliptical orbit, for maybe a year, I think it'll be around there. We'll see. We'll see if we can get there. We'll target it, and we'll try. Oh shit. Try that again. Seems to have a little bit of weight, more thrust to weight ratio. That is the problem. Well, actually, it is the problem. As I see it, we're not really going super fast, and as you'll see in a second, as soon as we drop down on the other engine and we get this one going, which is the swivel, we probably don't have enough firepower to keep going. As I saw last time, we just slightly dropped below the 250 mark. It's kind of not where I'm heading, but let's see if this time goes better. Nah, as you see, we just don't have enough thrust. As soon as we get into the upper atmosphere, we will. But that's just wasting fuel. Back to the drawing board. Back in the hangar, there might be some useful information on these tabs. Like you'll see the staging tabs, and you can see, well, usually they'll be into the side of the screen. You won't really see any kind of information other than the amount of delta V you have. And theoretically, this should be enough. Like if you look at it here. Yeah, might cut it, might not cut it. As soon as you change the vacuum, you'll see you got a lot more. And that's alright. That's pretty good. Like, you could make it to the moon with it. But you can also check different kinds of, different kinds of bodies, different kinds of planets, check different kinds of delta V you can get there. Basically, in every planet I've added, there is another map for it. Don't know if they're all correct, but you can calculate it pretty easily like that, but theoretically you should have enough fuel to go to the moon with this. But as you see, we've got a bit of a problem here. 1.4 thrust weight ratio, that's alright. But you want to go to have this actually go up gradually, which means this 0.82, that just won't cut it. Many ways you can fix that. Use the extra thrusters I put on the side and put them a stage earlier, so you can use that to gain a little bit of an advantage. Could add another booster so you can get further up in the stages, so you don't have to worry about the thrust to weight ratio as much. But I'm not gonna do that, am I? I got a better option. So what we're gonna do, take two of these, two of the decouplers, add them on the same side as this. Practically same height, doesn't really matter if it's really the same height or not. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna add another part to this. This is gonna burn with this stage. So now we got this kind of small setup. To be honest, don't think I need this much in this canister. This is only adding much weight. Probably take one off of it, wouldn't be too bad. So now you get a bigger thrust to weight ratio in different areas. As you can see here, we got massive thrust to weight ratio on that side. We actually have a little bit too much, so you shouldn't be checking this with thrust limiter. I'm gonna throw, because they're on symmetry, it doesn't matter if you check one or two because they're on symmetry mode. Like everything you do on one will happen on the other. So I'm gonna be trying to put those around, 2.7 maybe. 2.10's alright. Yeah, 2.5. We'll do that. This one can go full blast, that's alright. These can go full blast, that's alright. I can just control that with Control and Shift. So it shouldn't be a problem. As soon as we get up into the bigger part of the atmosphere, I don't think I'll need this booster at all. Check if the staging's alright. We got these, then this one turns on when we release those two, which should be, All good. Check your crew, just to make sure. And then lift off. What I'm going to try to do is reach about that speed of 30. Throttle down a bit, make sure we can save a bit of fuel as we head up into the better part of the atmosphere. Check which ones are easy. Should have added this stage before, but it's all right. Got those. Now, in terms of stability, this might not be the best. Ooh, it's definitely not the best. Definitely have to take some control of it myself using the WASD keys. Otherwise this shit's not gonna stay stable. Now we've reached the 90 degrees though. I'm gonna try to keep it there for a little while. Fuck. Oops. That's not what I was trying to do, but I'm gonna have to try to keep it stable. Allow it to keep burning. I don't know how much fuel it's still got, but a little bit of a mistake. Alright, cool. We're good now. Alright. Got about 71k. Is that dropping? Better not be dropping. Okay, that had me sweat. Set as target. Probably should have done that before. Now what I'm gonna try and do, add a maneuver. Just check. Yeah, it's not gonna be the right angle yet, but that's not a problem. Now you get the closest approach. As you can see, it's around this, well, target position is right here. And that means the moon is gonna be there. So, if you move this around, you can see you can gain different opportunities. And the more you move it around, the more different opportunities you'll see. You can get one encounter here that's gonna throw you all the way out there. You can try and save fuel by checking if the routes can be closer. So right now, that would require me to wait 50 minutes, so we can skip to that time and we can actually gain a pretty decent approach. Excuse me. But the approach will be at year 1, day 1, which will mean it'll first give you a weird orbit. Once you get out of this place, it looks kind of funky, to be honest, but you'll first end up creating an elliptical orbit, which will pull you in and out of Earth, or well, Kerbin's area. So it'll actually give you a choice whether you'll land and go back, turn back to your space program, or actually go to the moon. So you could use that as an opportunity to create an elliptical orbit for it, or you can just look around and see if you can find a bit of a earlier encounter. This will probably be day 1 year as well. See if we can gain a closer encounter. Nah, most of them are going to give us a year of approach time. That's not a problem. $675. That's not bad when it comes to the amount of fuel I've been needing. See if I can get this a little closer. Where's the periapsis going to be? Moon periapsis 4. So you want to try and get that closer. Get closer is the question. We're getting there. But it is available. And then of course you still got many more options. You could just open up the TU effects and say defaults, main, flights, or whatever you want. And you can tell just there's slight differences between every one of them. You got a little bit more color to this one, or you want to be in flight mode, so it's more catered towards that. You can get a little more darkness, a little more reflections out of some things. That's actually quite nice. I really enjoy using that mod with it. So what many people will always depends really on what you're watching, but things like Matt Lown and that kind of bigger YouTubers, they got the theory right. Once you see this, the burn time, it's 1 minute 30. We had about 1 minute 50 left on the node in T minus. What you want to do is calculate what half of this is. So 1 minute 30, that's going to be like 90 seconds. So 45 seconds, around 45 seconds, you want to start giving it your all. Just burn towards the maneuver node. Doesn't matter. Looks kind of funny. The maneuver node won't shift. But basically, you'll get there maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little later. Kind of compensates. I don't really know the main theories behind it because I'm definitely not a smart person. But I tend to remember small details. While we're out here anyway, high in orbit, we might as well send a little bit of a crew report. Transmit the data. Don't think I want to do an EVA right now because we're burning, we're gaining a lot of speed. I'm not sure if it's relative to. Could do a quick save and check. Let's just do that quick save real quick. Get out of the ship, see if my man can hold on for dear life. Go ahead, gain the signs, board, buckle up. And we got lucky. He's still burning towards the maneuver. I have to say I'm slightly worried. I don't think I can get my man back. Once we reach the mid. Oh, we don't have to burn that much. 800. I think I might have enough. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, it's gonna be next year. We'll warp around and we'll see when we get close. Alright, so this is the trajectory it's going to give us. We have a periapsis of way too much. We're going to have to burn a lot of fuel just to get in orbit. Actually, that's not too bad. Maybe we even use the gravity assist. We can get back to thing is, if we do want to land, Gonna cost 350, and then I'm gonna have to end up slowing down, so that's gonna take another 500 minimal. Then my man's probably dead on the moon because there's no way in hell he's gonna get back. And even if we land, he ain't getting back on that fuel. Do I want to send a rescue mission for Bob for a scientist? You know what? We'll see. I'm gonna give it a shot. Might as well give it a shot. We're gonna have a bad time. Alright, so we got a very, very, very close periapsis to the MUN. I don't honestly think we're gonna make it when it comes to landing and that. There's no way in hell. Don't have enough stuff. But it doesn't matter. This run to the moon has proven to me possibilities with very little to no real equipment other than just a surface bay with some mystery goo and temperature logs and sending a scientist over here. Don't think landing is gonna do much good, seeing how I don't have any kind of ladder just yet. Once we get back, I think there is a possibility of me getting back. Yeah, as you can see, there's no way in hell we are going to make it to the moon. We got no fuel. We got 500 left. If I wanted to land there, you can see we're slowly speeding up, and as soon as you get there, I bet you we're gonna go about 500, probably about the same, maybe a little bit faster, which means we're not, there's no way, there's just no way right now. Not enough fuel, not enough parts to make it a good landing. So that's gonna be next flight for sure. I'm happy we were able to at least get an orbit around the moon. We were able to get some signs. I'm probably still gonna get a couple of crew reports, EVA reports out there. Not gonna be able to get a surface sample, I don't think, because we gotta land for that, which is not possible, sadly. Take another mystery goo, and we'll see. I already took a little bit of the a little bit of science experiments. I still have to send Bob out. This is the entire reason you need this man alive. See, you got these containers, right? With Bob, you got this option, reset goo canister. We can collect the data and restore. Which means we can use it multiple times. You don't really need to have the second one out there. But, I still want to. And you can collect all the data as well, which means it's very, very good. Right now I'm kind of out of reach, so I'll step down a bit. But you can log or take data with him, and I'll take the data this time. I think I already logged the data a bit. So I'm gonna store the experience, or, well, experiments, not experience. Log data, see if it can give us a little more. Yes. Take the data. Log the data. Take the data. Observe mystery goo, because I think we are a little closer. Goo feels right at home here. Yeah, we're a little closer. Gives us a little more science because we're further away. Collect. Restore. Did I already take one of these? EVA report, let's do that. Store experiments again. Scan while in space. Already stored. Well, Alright, check. So those will be dumped. But that's not a problem, because that way you can check whether you've already taken that data on the way or not. If it's not the same data, like if you're close to the moon or further away from the moon, and it'll give you of different locations in the same flight, which means you can gain a metric shit ton of science in probably one flight. But it really depends on how you fly it yourself, and if you end up crashing, if you end up wasting a lot of fuel like I did. Because to be honest, if I took a better window of opportunity probably, and if I took a better approach when it came to burn times and that, probably could have saved a bit of fuel, made it to the moon and end up coming back. But for now, idea is just to head back. I'm gonna try and send myself. You can check where the curb in periapsis is while you're sliding this thing around. Slowly get closer, get further away again. So this is probably gonna be the best approach. Yeah, right about there. Now, you could immediately try to burn more. That's what I'm gonna do now. As you can see, once you head out of that, it's gonna throw you into a different orbit, colliding with Kerbin, and that's what you want to see. That's gonna give you the approach you need to be able to get back to the back to Kerbin. Get another crew report, take another UVA report, as simply as before. Collect and restore. Board. Alright, so now we got that done. Let's head back to Kerbin. So now it looks really funky. As you see, we're going this way, but it's telling us we got this kind of orbit going on. Which is weird, because you can tell you're still going in that direction as you see yourself moving on the map. It's kind of funky. But once you reach about this area, it says MUN escape. And once the MUN escape is there, that means you're going back into the Kerbin orbit, depending on where you are. And you can get out all this way and probably still end up in a Kerbin orbit. Starting to calculate a real orbit. Bam, there we are. Telling us we still have some sort of orbit left. But to be honest, you're not going to get that. Right around here, you're already going to be around 70k, 60k, probably a little higher than that. But the moment you reach that, you're going to start dropping. And once it drops, it starts dropping, you'll see that you're going to be able to start landing somewhere around here. Now there's a good chance I'm going to be landing on the dark side. So already around 60k. So what I'm going to do, set myself in this direction, slow down quickly. Try to get as much speed out of it as we can. Flip it. Now I'm just going to mainly try and count on the ablator to just take the brunt of this force, and there's going to be a lot of force because we're moving with fucking 3,000 meters a second. But this is going to be able to slow you down quite nicely. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and prepare the chute. I'm actually slowing down quite nicely. Yeah, we're going to make it just fine. Bob Kerbin being all happy and cheerful like usual. Happy to see his own world again, most likely. There we are. Parachutes dropped. A good chance we're gonna make it safely. And like that, back into the world of the living. Let's see what we gain from this. Boom, there we are, 220. We're done, game's over. we can head to the moon again. We can actually land there. We could probably head to Minmus now. So now we got 280 signs, which is actually really not bad. It's gonna net us a couple of good things. First thing I want to do, space exploration. Second thing, electric for sure. Because, man, you need solar panels. You definitely need solar panels. You want some lights. There are rechargeable, smaller batteries for like, well, good for rovers and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of interesting things that are opening up now. As much as heat management systems for like the nuclear things, as much as hydroponic systems for full-on space bases, which is something I definitely want to go take a look at later. This is probably a good idea, getting advanced rocketry. So that's going to lead us up to nuclear propulsion sometime. I definitely want to take a look at nuclear propulsion. Fuel systems we can get to later. For now, let's get the most important part of it all, general construction, which is going to give us these things, the strut connectors. Trust me, once you have these, this makes life a lot easier. You can make bigger rockets, you can make bigger things in general, things that stick together, things that don't just wave around, flop around, and then end up breaking midair. So there's some good options. You can also cheese. With these, you can also cheese. If you build your rocket into your hangar and you're going to build that thing up way in the sky, put these things 50 meters up in your, in your hangar, and you'll see on the landing pad, you'll be 50 meters up. Like, you can cheese that first 50 meters, saving you 2 or 3 delta fuel. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for sticking around if you did. And yeah. Guess I'll see y'all in the next one.